E-bikes come in all shapes and sizes, but if there's one brand that's consistently near the front of the pack, it's Cannondale. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Tesoro One, an electrified touring bike that's clearly been built with comfort, reliability, and long days in the saddle in mind. Cannondale officially calls this a touring bike, but honestly, that label barely scratches the surface. We've already checked out the Tesoro Automatic in the past, and now it's the standard Tesoro One's turn to shine. This thing has picked up praise from just about every bike outlet you can think of, and after digging into the details, it's not hard to see why. While it's designed for touring, it quickly becomes obvious that the Tesoro One is also an excellent urban companion, commuter, and even light off-road explorer. Starting down at the wheels, Cannondale went big here with 29-inch rims wrapped in chunky 2.35-inch tires. That's mountain bike level grip, and with the right tread, you could absolutely point this thing down gravel paths or mellow trails without breaking a sweat. Up front, there's an SR Suntour Mobie fork with 100 millimeters of travel, complete with preload adjustment and lockout, so you can dial things in whether you're cruising smooth pavement or tackling rougher terrain. Even though this is technically a hardtail, comfort doesn't stop at the fork. Those big tires already do a lot of the work, but Cannondale adds even more compliance with a shock built right into the seat post. Combine that with ergonomic grips, and you've got a bike that stays comfortable long after the road stops being perfect. All of that capability means the frame has to be seriously sturdy, especially when you factor in electronics and cargo hauling. Cannondale uses its SmartForm C1 alloy tubing here, and it results in one of the beefiest frames you'll see on an e-bike like this. The oversized head tube, thick seat tube, and massive down tube all serve a purpose, and a big one is hiding inside that down tube, an enormous 800 watt-hour battery. Range is always going to depend on how and where you ride, how much gear you're carrying, and even how generous you were at lunch. But with a battery this size, expectations are high. Power comes from Bosch's Performance Line CX motor, delivering 85 Newton-meters of torque and up to 600 watts of output. In this configuration, it's limited to 25 kilometers per hour for European markets. That's why you won't see this exact version on Cannondale's US website. In the US, riders get access to the Tesoro X1 models instead, which still use Bosch power but pair a 750 watt-hour battery with the Performance Line speed motor. Those bikes are unlocked up to 28 miles per hour, so if speed is your thing, the US versions definitely bring the heat. Rounding out the build is Shimano's QES drivetrain, a 10-speed setup with an 11 to 48 tooth range. It's simple, durable, and gives you plenty of options to find the right cadence, no matter how hard the motor is pushing. Stopping power comes from Tektro, with a massive 203mm rotor up front and a 180mm rotor in the rear, which makes a lot of sense given how heavy and capable this bike is, especially when loaded with cargo. Add in fenders, integrated lighting, Bosch's E-System tracking module, and all the little details you'd want on a premium e-bike, and you've got the full Tesoro One package. As for price, you're typically looking at around €5,000 depending on your location and dealer. That said, this model has been around for about a year, and with 2026 bikes on the way, some dealers are clearing them out for closer to €4,200. If you're in the US, the deals are even wilder. The Tesoro X1 has seen a huge price drop, selling for around $3,000, down from $4,600. That's a massive discount, and if this bike has been on your radar, now might be the perfect time to finally pull the trigger.